talk to you today about how you're going to change your life in less than 90 days. We have less than 90 days, less than 2 months, 3 months till 2025. It is not a joke, okay? We don't know where the economy is going. Obviously, this is an election year, and we don't know what's going to happen with inflation. We don't know. Like, it is one of the most volatile times in modern day, just in modern day, okay? And meaning there's so much shape-shifting and so much evolving so quickly that I don't even think that we know how to keep up with it. And there's going to be people that are left behind. There's going to be people that are going to be left behind. And I'm here to tell you, okay, sis, brother, I know this is mainly for women, but men are going to be able to benefit from this too if you want to stay tuned. I'm going to need you to lock in for the next 90 days, and here's why. Okay. I'm a millennial, and I'm an older millennial, okay? I'm on the higher end of the millennial spectrum. And what I think that a lot of us are doing, okay, so this is specifically for women who are millennials. Anyone can benefit from this, but specifically I want to talk to you. If you are in your late 30s, 40s, I want, and even like your late 20s, which is more of a Gen Z, but this is what I want to tell you. You got to wake up. You got to wake up. Robots, Elon just revealed the prototypes of the robots that are coming out that literally can do whatever you want it to do, okay? There's AI apps. Every time I blink, I feel like there's a new AI app that can take over some kind of job for you. If you don't get on the bandwagon, okay, this is a bandwagon you want to get on. If you do not get with the program of being able to make money online, I'm sad to say, but again, this is just my opinion. This is just like what's kind of being shown. If you don't adapt to the rapid pace of online, making money online, and having access to the entire world to get clients, to serve, to ultimately make money, okay, you are going to be left behind. Period. And if you're vibing with me, go ahead and like that, like the video and subscribe, because this is the thing. With these bots coming out and all this AI, I've already seen it in my own family. Like, my own family cannot get jobs, okay, because AI has taken over, and there's only like a team of 10, a team of 100, a team of 500, where they usually needed, thousands and thousands of employees, but now you only need like 100 humans to monitor all of these AI generated systems that answer 90% of the customers' questions. So if you're not getting on the bandwagon, now you will be left behind and you will be swallowed up, okay? I know there is individuals that I do know of that are already tapping into their Social Security and only getting about $2,000 a month. Work their whole life only getting about $2,000 a month. These people live in California. Where are you being able to survive off of $2,000 a month? So it's pretty much to the point where seniors are still working well into their 70s, well into their 80s, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but that's another video. Okay, it keeps them, purpose driven. But here's the thing. You are sitting on a gold mine of talent, knowledge, okay, skills that other people need from you all over the planet, okay? So I've been able to make full-time income, and you see how many subscribers I have right now. I only have 3.6K, so 3,600, about to hit 3,700,000 subscribers. You would think that you need thousands and thousands of subscribers to barely make part-time, right? That's not the case anymore. There's so many different ways to make money online that there's people, okay, I've done this. there's people that do UGC content, okay, user generated content. Look that up. Make sure to you're going to want to take notes on this live. User generated content, okay, and I'll be able to read your comments when I user generated content, and take advantage of other companies' big followings. And you don't even have to have a following. You just create, like, let's just say, like, I'll just do this example of what I did. RYZE Mushroom Coffee. Love RYZE Mushroom Coffee. They took the content I made and put it on their page, and I got paid for it. Okay? So I didn't have to have this huge following. I didn't have to have thousands of people. They just reached out and said, hey, you seem like somebody that would be really like our stuff. I fell in love with their product. Now I buy it on my own. Okay? I still promote it. I still love it. And the thing is, and you guys have seen me do it, but I didn't need a ton of subscribers or followers for that. Okay? On Instagram, I have about 18,000 followers. I'm going to be honest, you guys, that is where I make the least money online. Just for me. Some people are making thousands of dollars. That's the least for me. Okay? But here's what I want to say. For you, that's in your 20s, 30s, 40s, you are sitting on a gold mine of gifts. And this is what I mean. If you don't turn on your live, okay, you don't have to show your face, even if you wanted it to be images, but it's just your voice, and just talk about things that you've overcome. Talk about ways that you were able to get over your fear. Talk about ways that you were able to lose weight. Talk about ways you got over your depression. Talk about ways that you handled problems at work. Talk about ways that you handled issues with your parents. Talk about ways, like, anything that you resolved in your life, any problem that you resolved in your life, that trauma can be your testimony that puts dollars in your bank account. Okay? Turn it into power. Like, do something with that thing that you overcame. And anything, that's what I do. Essentially, that's what I do. Anything that I've resolved in my life with a product or a problem that I've resolved, I've been able to monetize it. So for example, I gained 30 pounds 7-8 years ago. I never gained it back. I put how I lost that weight and never gained it back into an ebook that if anyone's interested, it's not about that, but if you are interested, it's in the link. I post it on my community tab all the time. I'm now making funds from that because of a problem and issues and things as to why I even gained the weight to begin with. But what I did to get it off comfortably, easily, and effortlessly. Okay? People nowadays, I'm going to give you another nugget. Nowadays, people want things faster. They don't want the quality to drop. If anything, they want it to be better, and they want it for a reasonable price, preferably lower price. But if something's too cheap, it kind of does make you like, okay, wait a minute, like, how is that cheap? So there is a spectrum there, but people want things for a good price, higher quality, faster, and it's going to solve their problem and make their life easier. Okay? So I'm going to try to say that again. Faster, easier, cheaper, higher quality. Okay? So write those 4 down. If you can start to practice and master that, you don't need a lot of subscribers to start to make full-time income online. Okay? So how I'm doing it is I do have several different platforms. I have like Threads. I have 3 Instagrams. I have 3 TikToks. I have 2 YouTubes, and I'm going to start like another one. Okay? All with different topics, all different niches. Okay? This one is more of my health, fitness, mindfulness, and beauty. Okay? And I do sprinkle in, like, God, spirituality here and there, and some vlog life, but it's mainly health, fitness, mindfulness. Okay? So that's what I hone in on. I don't need millions of people that don't really care about that content to be following me, but then they're not invested in nothing that I'm talking about. It's like one video might have went viral about something really random, but then they never come back to my page again. You don't have to worry about that. You need about 500 to 1,000 very, very highly engaged people, and I'm doing it right now, you guys. Like, I'm always telling people all the time, you don't need a lot of subscribers. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I was so embarrassed, kind of like, just to be completely vulnerable. I was like embarrassed, like people are like, oh, you're making money online, like, you know, oh, you make money on YouTube, like, can I see your YouTube? And they're like looking at the subscribers, and I'm like, but you know, and they're not in the YouTube world or making money online world, so they're not getting it. But I would be embarrassed. I would feel like I had imposter syndrome horribly. I still am like working on that right now, but I've overcome a lot of that. If you're, and again, this is why I'm gearing this toward, you know, toward women in their 20s and 30s, because I'm somebody headed for my 40s. And now I can happily say that I have 20 years of experience. I have 20 years of experience on so many different topics. Like, I've obviously been able to make it to my late 30s. So what did I do, right? Like, I was obviously successful at something, right? I've obviously mastered 10,000 hours at something in order to be a healthy, thriving person in my late 30s, okay? So now I just want to pour all of that into older teenagers, 17, 18, 19 years old, women in their early 20s figuring out life. I have information for women in their late 20s, their early 20s and late 20s, because those are two very different. It's really kind of broken up into early, mid, and late, because there's like different stages. And then the early 30s, there's different things that change with your body. Like, there's so many different things. And so if you are in your 20s and you're watching this, because I have a whole spectrum of women that follow my page. If you're in your 20s watching this, what can you say to the 17, 18, and 19-year-olds, the 21-year-olds, the 22-year-olds that you wish you would have done differently, that you wish you would have done sooner? Then, talk about the things that you used during your journey, right? Journaling, maybe a supplement, maybe workout gear, maybe, hair products, right? There's something that you did that you overcame. Or, say if you're Muslim, what brand of scarf do you wear, of material do you wear? If you're Punjabi and you wear a turban, what material do you wear? Like, there's so many different things that you can think of. Like, what are the things that you bought all throughout from 18 to 25, and then get an Amazon store today, get a Shopify store today, get on TikTok today, and start talking about those products that you more than likely probably still are buying right now. Okay, so I did a whole nother video on exactly the products that are making me, literally thousands of dollars. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I like showed my receipts for that. Now, am I like being able to retire as a millionaire? Not yet. But the thing is, like, if you just stay consistent on it, and it's already something that you're super excited about talking about, because this is the thing. It's deeper than just what I'm talking about. Like, the world is going somewhere that this earth has never seen before. Okay, it's going somewhere it's never seen before. The good old days of just getting clients from, just you going door to door. I mean, yeah, there is some industries that do thrive off of that still. Actually, solar does, which that's a whole other topic. But let's be honest, most of the jobs now are being taken up by something digital, something artificial intelligence, something with a robot, okay? Something with the internet, something with, the next best 3.0, 35.0, whatever, right? So if you don't get on, like, if you don't figure this out, you will be left behind, and you will not be able to afford, like, I don't know, like, I could be, maybe my big sister, my auntie, protectiveness is coming out, but like, I don't want you to be left behind when you're sitting on a gold mine right now. Okay, there's still so many people that don't think that you can really make a full-time income, that it's really not saturated. You would think it would be, but there's something specifically unique about you. There's only information that you know. Okay, there's only expertise that you know. There's only something that you know about a certain region that you live in that no one else does. If you were born and raised in a certain area, and you need to have, know these specific things, and these are the products that I use, like, say for example, I live in LA. I've lived in LA for over 15 years. Like, whatever. That's a whole other story of my journey of where I was born. And I'm from California. My whole life from California. But I've lived in LA a total of 25 years. But I was born out here. And then as an adult, I've lived out here for 15 years. So there's a lot that I know about LA, right? So people want to know about, things in LA, what you know, and then how to kind of fit in, or how to, you know, maybe level up in some areas that you want to level up in, and what products you want to use for that, right? If it has to do with looks or your health, or, you know, getting your vitamin and mineral uptake up, or, you know, whatever, right? So that's me. What's your thing? Okay, what is everyone always asking you about? Because the thing is, with where we're headed, like, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's gonna get really scary, because you're not gonna be able to. You might be privileged enough to, like, maybe have a spouse, or, you know, maybe come into some money, like, when you get older, maybe an inheritance, something like that. But, like, the way that it's looking, if you are working paycheck to paycheck right now and you're barely making it, by the time you're in your 60s and you really only have maybe your 401k and your 401k, which is fine, which is good, your 401k and your social security, you're going to be just barely scraping by. And if you want to be able to, like, or really enjoy yourself, it's to the point now where, and again, I live in a big city, right? So this is more for the medium tier, bigger city type of places. And you don't want to be living off the skin of your teeth anymore. You're going to have to figure out other streams, and it's easier than ever to do it. If you are on the internet and you are looking at the internet all day with your eyeballs, you are making other people thousands of dollars. So why not take a piece of the pie with that? Okay, scale down on Instagram, scale down on looking at even YouTube, right? Like, start being strategic with, okay, I'm good. This tool is so powerful, but it's sucking up my energy. How can I scale that down? And I'll tell you what I did in a second. And okay, so there's just like, I just want to, like, jump through the screen and grab you and be like, and just all the information that I learned this last year, I just want to put it into your head, because this is the thing. I shut down the last three months of last year. I shut down. When I tell you, I was saying no to everything. No to going out, no to a dinner, no to this, no to that. Can I talk to you for a second? Is it an emergency? No. Hanging up the phone. Like, I locked in, and I just see the fruit of that. So that's what I want to say. The next 90 days, and I'm doing another version of it because I want to see what else, like, where it's going to propel me for next year, right? Shut down. Get off the internet. Stop scrolling aimlessly. Stop scrolling your life away. Start figuring out how to turn your gifts, your problems, your traumas, your testimonials into dollars, okay? Turn them into dollars. It is easier than ever to do it. But it's easier than ever, but it's also difficult at the same time, because when you're on the internet, and I fall into this too, I'll be like needing to post something, and I'll go to post something for my business, and then I'll end up scrolling for 13 minutes. Like, 13 minutes of my life just disappeared, because I'm like looking at, it's so stimulating, right? Like, all the funny videos, all the cat videos, all the stuff your friends are sending you in the DM of funny videos, all the, you know, I follow nothing but, like, inspirational things. So, like, cooking, vegan cooking, all those kinds of things. But then I drown in it, right? If you're vibing with me, make sure to like the video. Go ahead and press like. Go ahead and subscribe if you're vibing with me on this, because I'll literally be like, where did that last 14 minutes of my life go? And I just literally been getting lost in vegan recipes, and I'm supposed to be doing something for my business, and I just made that. So again, like, it's a constant battle, but it's worth it to figure out. Okay, so what I said was, I was going to tell you what I did. I muted everybody. I was like, I have to figure this out. Like, I have to figure out how to make full-time income. Now, if I want to work a 9 to 5, I can still do that, right? You can also do this while working a 9 to 5. But, like, if you, like, you know, if you enjoy your 9 to 5, there's so much, like, demonization behind 9 to 5. If you enjoy your 9 to 5, to be honest, I feel like that's actually the best. This is the best thing for 9 to 5ers. And I'll tell you why. So, the reason why this is the best thing for 9 to 5ers is because you don't have to worry about where your basic needs are going to come from. Your rent, gas, food, right? When you're doing it and you're going all in, like, kind of like how I did, where I'm like, ooh, I'm running on thin ice. Like the savings account is kind of like, I'm seeing it dwindle. Like what do I do? Do I just go get a 9-to-5? I would be kind of like in like operating at a high stress level all the time, because like of just like, okay, let me make sure I'm able to meet my basic needs. But my story on why I quit my 9-to-5 8 years ago and never went back to a 9-to-5, I've talked about it in other videos on my page. So if you want to look at those, subscribe and look at those other videos. I go into detail as to how I did it and why I did it. But if you have a 9-to-5, if you just use 1 hour a day, 30 minutes, I would say 1 hour a day, because that's when you can really like get into the zone. 1 hour before work or 1 hour after work, or both, you can start making at minimum part-time income. I guarantee it, because I know, because I did it in a year. 1 year of locking in can be the difference between you exponentially growing on top of, like, once you start this, it starts to compound on itself. Okay, because you have social proof. They see that you've been doing it for, okay, 3 months, okay, 6 months, okay, 9 months. Okay, this person is serious about these products. This person is serious about their YouTube, because they're always on it, right? I can go back to their YouTube, and at least within a week, they posted something new, whether it's at least a YouTube short or a live or a regular normal video, okay? And then it's like people just are kind of down with what you have to say. It's when you lock in for a year, it can be the means of you vastly changing your life for the next 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, depending on how old you are, okay? So lock in for the next 90 days. So how I locked in was, again, taking it back to what I was saying. So what I did, I literally muted everybody. My mom, my sisters, my brothers, my uncle, like everybody's muted. I don't look at anybody's stories. I don't look at anybody's new feed post, okay? Sometimes like it'll just like, I don't know why. I don't know if Instagram does this to kind of test if you're like ready to start looking at that stuff again, but randomly someone's post will like pop up and I'll mute it again, because I'm like, at the end of the day, everyone that I need to be engaged with has my direct phone number. I don't need to look at the fact that you walked your dog this morning. This old coworker of mine, dropped off something at the postal office. This other person's picking up Starbucks. Like, I don't need to know that. Those are all meaningless things. I just don't need to know. And like, if you're an older millennial like me, you remember when you didn't need to know those things. Like, you just caught up with your friends when you ran into them. Like, people that I went to college with, if I saw them 5 years later, because that's still when Instagram wasn't that big, like, we just caught up when we ran into each other. Like, I didn't need to know all the 50,000 times that you got gas for the day and picked up a coffee, or like, you know what I'm saying? So I would rather you mute me. Literally, if you're following me on Instagram, you also tap in with me, follow me on Instagram. But if you're following me and you're like, I kind of need to, like, for 30 days, just mute everything, mute me. Like, literally, it is the biggest game changer. When I tell you I gained back hours of my life doing that, hours, because what would happen is I would see something and then I would like maybe ask about it, and then I would get this back and forth conversation, and then okay, maybe I go back to work, to doing what I'm supposed to be doing for 15 minutes, and then I would go back to Instagram, scroll again, and then I would see something else and then get an idea and then start Googling that. Like, no, I'm supposed to be focused, concentrated over here, right? So like the constant bits and bites and bouts of wavering my detouring my taking my attention away, okay, from what I'm supposed to be doing was messing me up. And I was like, okay, I gotta figure this out. Like, I have to figure this out, because my thumb doing this is literally ruining my life. Like, oh my God. Like, and it was all positive stuff. Like I said, I'm not the type of person that would like really, the celebrity drama stuff, I released that stuff like 2-3 years ago. Like, I like checked out of that because I could see what was happening with that. You could just drown in celebrity drama. And yeah, it's like kind of interesting or funny or like, you know, oh wow, that happened, but it's none of your business. Like at the end of the day, like is it going to put money in your bank account? Is it going to do something for your children? Is it going to do something for your family? You knowing that, you know, Cardi B, you know, whatever with Offset. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that doing for your life? Other people that are posting about it are getting thousands of dollars by you reading it over and over and over. Okay. So I was like, okay, I need to really rewind to add and my time, allocating my time correctly. So when I did that, I shut down for all of October, all of November, all of December, and then really arguably January, February, and March. So really it was like 6 months because I was like on such a roll that I was like, I'm still in this like I think I went to maybe 2 things, maybe 3. And I was really strict with myself. Like, okay, I'm not staying out super late. I'm not having any drinks. I'm going to support this person and I'm out. Like, I'm out back in the bed. Like, and it paid off so much. I was able to write an ebook during that time and get it uploaded. Okay. I was able to significantly up my affiliate marketing game and learn about it. Learn about the art of affiliate marketing. Learn about, and even just practicing, like being consistent, speaking, eye contact. I mean, obviously I'm driving right now, but I know I'm in my car a lot, but I don't know what it is. It's just like, I feel like the energy, this is like my mobile office. And I just feel like the energy downloads from God or whatever are just come in when I'm like in motion. I don't know what it is. So, and I feel like a lot of people feel that way because that's why you see a lot of people in their car all the time on YouTube talking. Anyways, so it's time to check in and don't feel like you have nothing to sell. Don't feel like you're not worthy to make money online. Don't feel like you are going to be made fun of for being an influencer. That's another thing. If you're a millennial watching this, get over it. Get over it. Like, being an influencer is actually dope. Like, you're already influencing people in your life. Everybody's an influencer. You're influencing your nieces, you're influencing your nephews, you're influencing your kids, you're influencing your coworkers. Like, you are motivating, inspiring at least 5 people right now. So why not be an influencer for big groups of people that are like going through what you're going through, right? Like, if you whatever, there's so many problems that need to be resolved. There's so many things that that people are searching for on the internet, okay, that you are supposed to be their go-to person for that. But you might feel like, oh, well, there's so many other people that are talking about it, or it's oversaturated. No. Someone's going to need you. Someone needs you with the way that you look, with your features, with your skin tone, with the way that your hairstyle is, with where you live. They need to hear it from you specifically, because there's something about you that they're connecting with. Okay? So I could be talking about something and they might not want to buy it from me or hear about it from me, but they need to hear it from you, and it's going to resonate with them because they heard it from you. So it's go time. It's go time. I'm going to need you to, this is your sign. This is the kick that you needed. I hope that you needed. This is for at least, this is for you. Okay? You have been wrestling, tussling, and going back and forth for too long. How can I make more money? How can I have a side income? How can I bring in more, funds into my life? If you have a 9 to 5, I almost feel like there's no excuse, because this is the thing. If you have a 9 to 5, start a YouTube on what you do for that 9 to 5. Like, literally. Like, if you, let's just say you work in retail and you have a 9 to 5 job and it's in retail. Okay, these are the best tips on how to give the best customer service. These are the best tips on how to deal with angry customers. These are the best tips on how to deal with other associates in a high-paced, busy Black Friday. Like, you working 8 hours a day, 8 to 10 hours a day, okay? You working 8 to 10 hours a day, you are acquiring skills. You have acquired knowledge, you have acquired talent in something. So just take that, turn on the camera, and just talk about what you did. This also, hope you guys made it this far. I just became monetized on my YouTube. So I've been making money on YouTube, not monetized, with less than 4,000 subscribers for this entire year. Okay? I just became monetized for the 3,000 watch hour threshold because for the longest time you had to have 4,000 watch hours only, but YouTube actually did something really, really cool where you have the ability to make money from your channel with different thresholds. So there's a 3,000 watch hour threshold and a 4,000 watch hour threshold. So now I'm, headed toward the 4,000 watch hour. But I stopped worrying about that a long time ago. I was like, I just enjoy helping you figure something out. Like, that's just been a part of my life. That's who I've been since I was born. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. Okay. Okay. Every time people say that, wow, your household must have been so busy. And it's like, all of them are half. All of them are half. But anyways, I'm the oldest of 6 kids total. I am the oldest, the first grandchild. I am, typically for whatever reason ended up being like the oldest person, like the first person to turn 18, the first person to turn 21, the first person to turn 30 in my friendship groups. So like I was always put in a leadership position. So I want to help you. So me being monetized, yeah, that would be nice. Like why wouldn't I want to be monetized so I can keep pouring into you full time and make sure my bills are paid, right? But I was like, you know what? I do this anyway. I'm just going to release that, and I'm going to still do this because it's a passion of mine and figure it out. And look, I've hit over 3,000 watch hours, and now I can get super thanks, where you can like give a donation to the video. I have memberships now. I'm still trying to figure that out, what I want to do with the memberships. I am going to start to do members only members only lives, to where you can ask me anything you want and we can dive deep into an issue or a particular scenario or area that you need help with in your life and you feel like I can help you. So I'm going to figure out what I want to do with that. But I have memberships and I have a Shopify store that I'm going to be linking. So you can also check out my book and other like cool things I'm going to add to that. So I was like, oh, that's a cool addition to like already what I'm doing. And you guys, I struggle with this. I talk about this a lot in my older videos, but I used to be really intimidated by YouTube because I felt like I had to have okay, let me just calm down. I thought I had to have very high engaged editing on my videos. And I created a couple of those and it took so much time. And then I would get like 34 views. And I would be like, okay, like, is this for me? Like, am I, like, maybe it's just not for me. And one time I was like, I just feel like I could just go on live, just talk and have genuine conversations with people, just like I do when I run into somebody at the gym or the grocery store or whatever. And I was like, wait, I can do that. I'm just going to do that. Were those videos getting thousands of views? No, they still don't. But I still ended up getting monetized at the 3,000 threshold level. So it's like, there's so many ways you can approach this like YouTube thing, content creation online. And it's not a cookie cutter path. Like we see the bigger YouTubers and the bigger content creators and the bigger influencers, and then they talk about what they did. And sometimes it sounds similar. So it seems like that's the only way to do it. I'm nowhere near none of that. Like I don't have millions of followers. I don't have, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a public figure. Like I am just a everyday woman, just like you, figuring out how I can run up my bag legally. Okay. Legally, and not have to do, gosh, this is traffic. And not have to do, just like in LA, you can come up on money with quick fixes and stuff like that. I was like, none of that. I was not raised like that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not going to become a stripper. I'm not doing none of that. No judgment, but that's not me. So I'm like, how can I, even if I did get a 9 to 5, I still want to have like other forms of income. So I want to figure it out anyway. Like it didn't matter about the 9 to 5. I was like, the internet is a gold mine. Like, we are the first human beings alive to navigate the whole planet being connected. Like, when you really think about that, the entire planet is connected right now. You can't tell me that there's not something that you know, knowledge you have, that is not going to benefit somebody in London, I live in California, but so I'm just, in London, in South Africa. I looked at my analytics of like where people are watching from, and I was like, people in Australia are looking at my face. Like, people all the way at the bottom other side of the globe is looking at my face talking about something consistently. Like, but because we all can learn from each other. We all have something to there's who do I watch that's not in my area that I go to all the time? There's actually a lot of people on the East Coast. I mean, it's still America, so it's kind of like who do I watch that is not, I mean, yeah, interestingly, I watch a lot of people that live on the East Coast for some reason. I don't know, maybe because like the lifestyle is a little bit different. The way that they see the world is, a little bit different. The way that, like, because LA is like a unique creature of land on the planet in itself. So sometimes I like to like see what other people think about LA. I think it's funny. But anyways, there's a couple people, like there's actually a guy that I just discovered a couple weeks ago, and he's African and he travels like all over, and seeing life through his eyes as an African man, and then like him traveling, I think is really cool to like learn his perspective and stuff like that. So like basically my point is we are connected to all 8 billion people on the planet in some way, shape, fashion, or form. Okay. And it's your time. It's your time to take your piece of the pie. It's your time to take your piece of the gold. Okay. Because the thing is, you're gonna always wish you did it. Like, for example, I've had this YouTube channel for 9 years, maybe even longer. When I first got it, I was like, okay, I just want to like look up stuff, because I think you had to sign up in order to even like look at the content on YouTube. So I never cared to make content. Then I saw people making content. I was like, oh, like normal people make it's not like you have to be approved or something. Like anyone can post anything. I was like, I want to do that. And then I kept having FOMO. I kept having imposter syndrome. I kept not feeling good enough. I kept feeling like I had to have all these edits and all this stuff. 9 years later, I honestly think, you guys, I think it's even longer than that. I want to like really do a whole video on that and show my screen of like how long. But imagine if I would have started this in my late 20s, and then now I'm headed into my 40s. All that social proof that I would have had. Okay. So I'm like, I can't go into my 50s doing this. No, this is my real hair. So I was like, yeah, it's my real hair. So I was like, I can't go into my 50s. I cannot do that. Like, I can't be I'm 38 right now. I can't be 48 being like, I wish I would have, like, I just was like, no, I'm going to be 48 by God's grace anyway. So why not? You're never too late. You just have to press on. That's what I did. All I did was I just started pressing on with fuzzy videos. I always keep forgetting my microphone. I do have a microphone. You guys have seen me wear it sometimes in my videos. But hopefully the audio is like decent. But decent audio, Sometimes my videos go in and out because I'm usually driving on the street. So the, you know, depending on what the Wi-Fi is like, right? Like the internet service is like wherever I'm driving. But I just stayed consistent at it for 4 years, and 4 years later, I'm finally getting monetized with some perks of YouTube monetization 4 years later. But I was going to be 4 years older anyway. Oh, you started YouTube at 2004? I didn't even know about YouTube in 2004. I was a senior in high school in 2004. Had no idea. Did I even have internet? Oh, no, I had internet. Dang, YouTube's been around that long? I think the only reason why I was on the internet during that time was to look up like an assignment for class or something. Yeah. I literally don't think I really, like, I've heard about it being around that long, but it just hit me right now with me reading that right now for some reason, that I really did not know it even existed. But then I started going on it a lot at like 27, 28, 29. I was like, that was my go-to. I like didn't even really watch Netflix like that. I would watch like stuff on YouTube, and so many people would be so inspirational. And I was like, I feel like I could do that. But then I'm like, oh, they edited their videos. So anyways, long story short, you're ready. It's your time. All you got to do is shut it down. All you got to do is start saying no to ridiculous amounts of spending time at happy hour after work. All you have to do is have your husband or your wife watch the kids for 1 hour so you can go close the door in the room and press on. And then if they want to start one, switch, flip flop. This is for your kids' future. That's a whole other video. But that 90 days, that 90 to 160 days, that's 6 months, whatever, my math is like not mathing right now, but that's 6 months that I pretty much shut down. The first hard 98, it was a hard reset, those 90 days, and then it bled into 6 months of just saying no, people being like, thinking I was weird, people thinking that I'm like, you know, MIA. No, it's like, I just needed to I was like, I gotta figure this out. Okay? I don't want to be like just working for somebody else, having to get in the car, drive, sit in traffic, and work for somebody else and make someone else's dreams come true. Like, I'm happy I helped you do that, but like, I want to make my dreams come true too. Right? Which is just kind of like buying my time back. Like, I don't really have this ultimate huge dream. I do have a vision of what I would want my life to play out like, and how I would like it to look like on a daily basis, but I don't have like a final destination. I just want it to continue to like be refined and elevate as I spend more years on the planet. Okay. So I was like, I can't do that. So I just need to say no. People are like, well, this is going to be a great event. You should come. Like it'll be beneficial. No. I need to study. I need to lock in. And when I tell you, now they get it. Now they're like, can you tell me how you did it? Can you, can I book a session with you? Can I book you for 30 minutes so I can see how you did it? Because I want to do that too. But a year ago, energy was kind of weird toward me because I was saying no. And I'm not talking about one specific person. This was kind of like the general sphere of people in my life, where it was like I was saying no all of a sudden when I usually would say yes. And I needed to like, you don't have to explain nothing to nobody. You don't have to say, oh, well, this is why I'm saying no. I really want to, because the thing is, God gave you the vision. God gave you the nudge. God gave you the desire. So when you start kind of talking about this, and I learned this a hard way too, people can like just poke the wind out of your sails. Quick. Oh, well, no, you can start that tomorrow. Oh, really? That's what you want to do? You want to start making money online? Like, it's too saturated. forget about all that. Why don't you just do what you're doing and come out? You know what I'm saying? No. Are you a wannabe shrink? Why'd you ask that? Let me ask that. Why'd you ask that? So at the end of the day, it's like, you don't have to tell anybody, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. You only can get over the imposter syndrome by just doing it. And then you gain confidence by doing it. You have to gain confidence. Okay? Because you're like, I already embarrassed myself by sounding crazy, maybe not making sense. That happens to me still sometimes. I'm like, whatever, it is what it is at this point. Now I have a muscle for it. I'm like, oh, I'll just do better on the next video, right? But you kind of do have to fail in front of people. But if you think about it, you kind of already have been doing that probably anyway. Like if you start the first day on a job, you're failing in front of everyone, right? Like there's gonna be something you mess up on. There's gonna be something you forget. There's gonna be something you do wrong. Okay? But you're only failing in front of maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 people. So it's like embarrassing, but it's not like 300 people, 4,000 people. But at the end of the day, 3 people, 3,000 people, it could be the difference between, that's how much money you make per hour. Like literally, like think about it like that. The more people you fail in front of is the more funds that are going to come into your bank account eventually. If that's going to make you feel better. Okay? Everyone's saying beautiful. I am like so flattered by that. Everyone's saying beautiful wig. I'm very flattered. I'm very flattered. So yeah. Beautiful but boring. I'm hot but boring, actually. Okay. Well, there's some reason that you're sticking around, so thanks for being here. So yeah, it's your time. The second that you can just check in to shutting down for those 90 days, you can end up quitting your job by this time next year. You could end up at the vacation of your dreams by this time next year. You could end up debt-free like I did by this time next year. Debt-free. Full-time income online. All because I shut down for 90 days last year. I was still, bringing in income, but it wasn't right. Like, it just wasn't. I just was like, I have to figure this out. I'll just put it like that. I'll do another video on that, 90 days of my life, in another video, and like what kind of were the biggest things that I learned during that time. So if you're resonating with this, go ahead and like the video, go ahead and subscribe, share this with someone that needs to hear it. You need to hear it, and I know at least one other person you know needs to hear it. Okay? So I thought I would be to my destination and I would be able to answer a couple questions before I go to this event, but of course LA traffic is I'm not gonna be able to look at your comments like that. And I don't know how it's like the bumper to bumper. So if it was like a complete stop like it usually is, I'd be able to maybe like glance and like look at a couple things like I was able to about 5 minutes ago, but I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. So go ahead and like the video, tap in, make sure to turn on the bell notification so you can catch me next time I'm live. We're gonna start doing members only lives to really dig in. If you want to ask me whatever you want, I can help you with whatever you want. There's gonna be videos that I only upload on that too. Not all the time. I love doing I love doing publicly viewed content. So I'm not gonna be like a member, only members, but for the people that have been rocking with me for a while, that want to sign, I think it's like $5. I think I put it for like $4.99 or $6.99 or. I want to pour into you more and really dig into with some of your things that you guys talk to me about Some of you guys really open up to me, and sometimes I'm only able to answer the question quickly, or I have other people on the live, so I can't really dive in deep. But on a members only, we'll be able to dive in deeper. So tap in with me. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.